Hey, welcome everyone to Mystics pregame. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. here. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. Now, the Washington Mystics, they're back in action this evening. They're 9-9. They host the 12-7 Atlanta Dream this evening at Care First Arena. The Dream won the first matchup between these teams back on June 6th, 109-77. Atlanta's in the midst of a 3-game slide heading into tonight's game. They lost back-to-back games against the Golden State Valkyrie. And then most recently, they fell to the Seattle Storm 105-90. Washington is coming off a marathon win over the Portland Fire 124-123 that took 4 overtime periods. Injury report. At the time when this was typed up, both Georgia Amore and Sonia Citron were listed as questionable for tonight's game. A short while ago, Sonia Citron was downgraded to out for tonight's game. Brianna Jones and Aaliyah Nye are both listed as out for Atlanta. So, Cardell, it's a tall task. You know, we saw about what Atlanta was looking like back there in free agency and whatnot when people were putting their teams together. And we know they haven't totally been whole yet, however. But what does Washington need to do to get back-to-back home wins to, kick off this homestand?
They're going to need some people to step up. You're going to have to play through Kiki and Shakira. Shakira is going to have to play more efficient brand of basketball and bring out the production she had, I say, over the first 10 games of the season. And they're gonna be at the and they both of them they're gonna have to get it done on both ends, and you're gonna need players to step up. You're probably gonna need somebody from the perimeter. Georgia's probably gonna have to get going, make some timely shots. You're gonna have to be more aggressive to score than she normally would. Like Lauren Betts coming off the bench, she's gonna have to probably give you a double-double. One thing about the Dream, the Mystics don't have the advantage inside. Not saying they're not good. They're gonna have it's a chess. They just gonna battle because they got a lot of quality bigs. Ryan Howard to me is a wing, but she's a big. She's 6'2", 6'3", which is a center in the WNBA, but her skill set makes her a wing. But she can go down there and rumble. We all know what Angel, what she brings, and walking double-double machine. You can pencil in double-double when she wake up in the morning. Alicia Gray's she's a monster. She's a monster. One of the best guards in the league. Can flat out get it done. Second leading scorer. And she's right behind Ryan, averaging 18.4 points, and she hasn't even hit her stride with her 3-ball yet. She's shooting 31%. Imagine if she start hitting a more efficient rate. It's gonna be in the low to mid 20s easily, and Dream is that much better. Nias Hillman, Ocott, they got bigs for days. So, but regardless, this is one of them games where Kiki and Shakira they're gonna have to just be like, I won't be denied. Regardless, we're gonna get it done. You gotta rebound this team. You gotta keep them off the offensive glass. That's where they kill teams at, and most of it's due to, Angel. Angel's a special rebounder. She leads the team with 11.6. She averages 5 offensive rebounds a game. That's ridiculous. You gotta keep her off the glass. So that's why I think, I think Shakira's a more athletic big. She'll probably get that assignment with Angel, depending on who they roll out there. But the Dream were 11th in defensive rebounding, which is where the Mystics thrive at. So kill them on that. So it's going to be a battle who win a rebounding game. That's going to go a long way towards who wins. Also, the Dream is 10th in assists, but the Mystics aren't that good in that regard either. The Dream is first in steals, 9.3 steals a game. And with all that size that they have on the Dream, they're not a good shot blocking team. They average 2.8 blocks a game, which is 15th in the WNBA, which means Shakira, Kiki, Lauren, they should be looking to go to work. There's no getting around that. Onywhere, need her to step up and knock down shots. I know she's averaging just under 12. They're going to need her to duplicate that stretch, which she was getting about 17 plus, like 6 rebounds, 2 or 3 assists. They're going to need her playing great defense as well. They're going to need her to bring that type of production across the board today for sure and be more efficient. And she probably going to have to split time between Gardner and Ryan and Alicia. You know what I mean? So, you got to do that. Cody McMahon, it'd be dope for her to kind of step up. She's getting a start, as you can see. It'd be kind of dope for her to step up. She's a one-woman fast break. When she's under control, she's hard to guard. and she adds a different dynamic when she's getting downhill. It forces the defense to suck in, and that's when the Mystics have to make them pay. When she kicks it out or she scores, get to the free throw line, which they struggled at all season, make free throws. But if she's kicking it out for open jumpers, whether it's Shakira in the mid-range, Kiki in the mid-range, or it's anywhere up from deep, or more from deep, Lauren from mid-range, Dugalich, whoever you whoever you want to throw out there, Flores, whoever's on the floor, they got to hit shots. I'm not saying they got to turn into, Caitlin or Mabry or something like that and just bomb away from three, get high volumes. But they got to hit a decent enough shots to keep the Dream defense honest. Because right now, you know what the Dream is saying: close down the paint, shut down the paint, just crowd the paint, and dare them to make shots from the perimeter. And then if the Mystics can't make shots from the perimeter, it's going to be a long game. But if they do make it, they can control the pace, they can control the game, and they can force the Dream to kind of play more into their hands. If they can hit outside shots, obviously don't turn the ball over. We got to mention that every game. And keep Angel off the offensive glass. They got a good shot tonight, even without Sonya.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think you covered every box. I think when I saw they were on the schedule, first thing that popped in my mind, obviously we know about the strength versus strength inside, like you said, was just the turnovers. Atlanta, they get out in transition, something crazy. That's how they get over the fact that sometimes they're not great in the half court. They get away with it because they're active on the defensive end. They get out in transition. They got great athletes. But yeah, I'm with you. Just take care of the ball, and we'll see how this thing goes. But yeah, man. Lastly, all of Washington's bigs find a way to stay on the court as much as possible. I know it sucks. This is one of those games. None of you can afford to be in foul trouble to get through the night. That's the reality of tonight's situation. You just can't afford it. But if you had nothing else, you guys make sure you just keep a mental notes. Those keys, go ahead.
And Prosper. I think this is a game where Sonya being out, she can get some minutes. Just be productive. Just get in there and be physical and just play within yourself. Like all hands on deck because the Dream, they're contenders. So what are they? Third in the WNBA in the standings right now. I think they are third. No, they're fourth. They're half game back of the Valkyries. Minnesota's first, 15-4. Aces 14-5. Golden State 13-7, and the Dream is 12-7. And they're half game up on the Liberty, who is 12-8. So they're in the mix. This will be you already got a couple big wins recently. Keep it going, but they got to play within themselves and not beat themselves. Also, the Dream, they don't turn the ball over. They take care of the ball. So again, the Mystics they allow the Dream to turn them over, which you say they get up and down the court.
Yeah.
They lead the league in steals. If they allow the Dream to turn the ball over, it could be if they allow the Dream to turn them over and they get the ball and they get down the court, it could be it's going to be a long night. It will be a long night for the Mystics. So just play smart, man. Play tough. But one thing with the Dream, they try to punk teams. They're very physical. Very physical. Very physical. So you got me fire with fire sometimes.
Right. And we'll see how that goes. Again, those are the keys to tonight's game. We'll check it with y'all afterwards. It'll be Cardell, myself, and Ray for Mystics Outlook a little bit later this evening. Y'all have a good one.